cool. Bet. Yo, what's good, YouTube? Bruh. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Jay, man. Now, if you've been following or subscribed to this page, bro, it's been a long time, and I apologize. But if you don't know, I've been going crazy on TikTok. Crazy. I ain't really been doing nothing, but I'm just posting like gaming stuff. We got a decent little following on there, and we trying to go even crazier, so that's what we kind of gonna shift to with the YouTube. We gonna shift more towards the gaming. Still gonna do lifestyle stuff. Y'all know I'm gonna always be real, but you gotta shift a little bit. So for all y'all that's already been rocking with me, I appreciate y'all. All y'all boys that came from the TikTok, what's good, what's good? Let's get to it, let's get to it. Now, if you don't know, on my gaming stuff on TikTok, I usually be posting like gaming concepts or just gaming ideas and stuff like that. And I wanna bring that to YouTube, but we gonna kind of put a little different spin to it, right? Now, we gonna have multiple different series of this, but this first series is gonna be 3 things that would have made this game of the year. Gonna be some honorable mentions as well. How this game could have been game of the year if they would have got their stuff together. And like, I'm not gonna ramble, we not gonna do too much talking, we gonna get right into it. And we starting this series, we starting this whole gaming, journey with one of my favorite games, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. If you can't see the background, that's why I got the little, chill background in the back. Bro said chill background in the back. Psh, that's tough. But anyways, we gonna start off with Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Now this game came out December 7th, 2023. I really say it came out 2024 because that release was a little scary. RDC, if you know that famous clip, they done messed up the whole release of the game. So I really say it came out in 2024. Personally, I feel like Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora was one of the most beautiful, immersive games that I played in the past 5 years, I would say. Their world is literally beautiful. If you want to be in Pandora, if you want to live in Pandora, you need to be on Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. But as with all good things, they got a few things they could have did better. Now, all y'all boys that's already talking crazy, that's already commenting and stuff like that, relax. We know y'all hate Ubisoft. I am not the biggest fan of Ubisoft, but I respect them because they have made some amazing games, with Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, even more outside of that. But Avatar was amazing, but it's a few things that I feel like they could have did better, and we gonna get right into that. Now, first of all, the game should have came out with it being third person. I'm sorry. All y'all boys that love first person, I respect it, I see it, but bro, for us to be in Pandora, I'm editing my full fit. I got the camo shorts on, but I got the Navi top on, with the fur on it, bro. I need to see my entire character. Even when you change your face, you change your hair, it's no way y'all thought that we was gonna like first person the whole time. Now, some experiences are better in first person, I will say that. But to make us be forced to play in that point of view the entire time, nah, bro. Now, I know I'm not the only person that plays Avatar to actually feel like they're an Avatar. I feel like playing in first person doesn't really capture that. When you an 8-foot person, and I can see this in the third person view, I see that I'm tall, you know what I'm saying? And I'm way taller than humans. It's just a different feel, and it gives you that presence. And then I feel like, honestly, it makes it a bit more immersive. Now, like I said, some experiences, like, I would just say picking the fruit and stuff like that, that should stay in first person. But other experiences, bro, I have to look through these 2 eyes all the time. I want to see a different perspective when I hop on the game. And while we're talking about clothes and perspectives and outfits, and seeing your character, I think it's only right that we lead into our second point, which is customization. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all had better customization than even I expected. The different I can't even think of the word. The different things that light up that you can put on your body, different patterns. I got my boy all orange. If you seen one of my videos, I got my boy orange with the fur on. It's so much different stuff that you can get. Going to different camps, it's so much stuff that you can find. But we all know that y'all could have took it even a step further with this. Bro, there is only one male voice on the game, and bro sounds like a goofball. I'm sorry. Now, I mess with bro. He done did some amazing stuff, but he sounds like a wimp. I'm sorry. Even outside of that, it should be more voices. You should have more options. And one thing, where are my hairstyles? Should literally be putting every hairstyle from the Avatar movies into the game. That is the thing that makes Avatar so amazing. Even though they're all blue, they all different. They all got different patterns. They all got different hair, different eye colors, different ears. I just feel like you guys kind of took the shortcut on that. And I know y'all probably invested a lot of time within the world, so I see it. But And our next avatar, that's something that we need to capitalize on. This leads into our last point, you know, when I'm talking about individualism, you know, being different. Yo, why are we not in a world full of avatars? You know, this should be a world. Pandora on Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora should be a world full of real people playing as their avatars. I would not mind seeing this be like a 100-player lobby on some GTA stuff, or like, you know, back on the old computer games where we all just running around in this big world. Bro, if you play Avatar, this world is huge, and there's DLCs, you know, expansion packs, all types of different stuff. So it's not like it would be packed in one area. Bro, we will be full. We will be in everywhere, every different part of the world. I feel like that would be crazy, you know. I feel like this would be a way to incorporate different things as well. You know, you got different clans, you know, boys could be in their own clans, meet up with other clans, help them, to also even make the opportunity for like Navi on Navi fights. You know, I know y'all seen, if y'all played the Solek expansion pack, he was fighting with the Fire and Ash boys. Now, you know, you could do that with people on people, you know, kind of like an Ark survival, you know, Avatar, don't get me started, but if Avatar was a world full of real people playing as their avatars, and like you running and doing your mission, you see somebody else completing their mission, or like, you know, how we make the world, you know, turn back into actual Pandora when it gets infected. Imagine you see somebody from a distance doing that. Like, bro, that would just make the game just feel like so real, bro. It would feel crazy. I do have some honorable mentions, you know, some things that I feel like could have also been done a little bit better. You know, one thing I will say is the dialogue. The game was good, you know, the game was fun, but it was times where I was bored out of my mind listening to these Navi talk. I feel like they need to be like, you know, when you watch Avatar, it's pressure, it's a feeling that you know what I'm saying, when they talking to each other, it's an experience. So I feel like that's one thing that they need to do better with capturing in the next one. It didn't really feel personal. Sometimes it didn't feel personal. Like I said, my character, my voice character, he felt unserious. He felt like he was trolling, or he just wasn't locked in most of the time. So, yeah, that's one thing that I will say they can do better with the dialogue. And also, bro, we need to be able to ride more animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my Equine, and I know you can ride the horse-like animal, but dog, I was thinking I was gonna be like Torug Makto. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna be on some big, you know. It's one thing that we gotta go into the next one, making an ability, or just making the interaction with animals, taking that to another level. Y'all did good with it, but let's take it to an even higher level. Let's do more. But really, guys, that's all I got for y'all today. In conclusion, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is an amazing game. I'm not gonna give it a full rating out of 10 because that's really biased. If you haven't played it, I would suggest playing it, or at least just exploring the world. Like, if you a guy that just, or a lady that just like getting on games, just running around, this is one of those games. If you want to have an actual story where you're super immersed, I would say be a little bit careful and be a little bit lenient on Avatar. You know, this is the first time we've seen something like this on next gen. I know we had the OG game, and I know some of y'all might like that even better than this one, but I like that we are taking a step to making movies into games and stuff like that. We used to do that all the time, but they don't really do that as much. After watching these movies, you know, after watching Fire and Ash, I'm not gonna lie, I've been on Avatar, you know, a decent amount. You know, it's been hitting different. The feeling of being an Avatar in the world of Pandora is just a feeling it's inexplainable, bro. Like, I think everybody loves Pandora. Everybody loves the lights, you know, the experience. Everybody just loves Pandora, you know. So all in all, shout out Avatar. We appreciate y'all making this game. Ubisoft, thank you. We need to do more. I know a lot of people don't like y'all, but we can improve. And yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. We got many more coming, you know. So if you got a game that you want me to review, or give some point about, or just talk about, drop it in the comments. But yeah, probably been rambling, but I ain't did one of these outros in a minute. So yeah, Jay Mikado or Jay Mikado, whichever one. You know, I seen some dude talking about Jay Macchiato. That's what I wanted it to be, but it didn't work out like that. I can't be a Starbucks drink, but nah, whatever, man. Hey man, it's me, your boy Jay, and I'm out. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.